Hello Pythoneers, this is Shahrukh and in this DevGuide's Python tip and tricks video we will learn how to install Visual Studio Code properly on Windows 10 and set it up for Python programming by installing some useful extensions. To continue along this video, you need to download and install latest version of Python. I have already made a video on that. I'll provide the link to that in description as well as in cards above for your convenience. So let's begin. After installing latest version of Python and verifying if it's installed properly, now we can set up Visual Studio Code for writing and executing Python programs. As you can see, I'm already in my Chrome browser. Let's type VS Code. The topmost link appeared in the search is Microsoft's official link. So let's click on it. It will load Visual Studio Code's official site right in front of us. As you can see, this is homepage of Visual Studio Code. We can scroll through it if we need any relevant information. Let's just download the stable version of Visual Studio Code by clicking here. It will take us to this page, and as you can see, our download has already started right at the bottom. It will take some time depending upon your internet connection and will be downloaded. Once this file is completely downloaded, we'll continue. Our download is complete as you can see, and we'll just have to click on this icon and it will open up official installer of Visual Studio Code right in front of us. Here are a few terms and conditions from Microsoft. If you want, you can read them out, but I'll just click on I agree with the agreement and click next. Here you can just choose the path where you have to install Visual Studio Code. You can change it, but I'll just go with the default path. I'll click next. You can create a separate start menu folder. I'll just leave it as default as well and click next. On this page, there are some additional options that Visual Studio Code installer provide. I'll check this box to create a desktop icon, as well as I want to include Visual Studio Code in that open with option that we usually click on the file and it will provide us. I'll click this checkbox as well. I will leave rest options as it is and I'll click next. Here is the overall summary of our installation process. You can check if you have actually clicked on the right options and just click on this install button and it will start installing. So the setup visit of installing Visual Studio Code is completed right in front of us. If you want to launch Visual Studio Code as soon as this visit closes, you can leave this option checked. Otherwise, you can uncheck it. I'll leave it checked and just click finish so my Visual Studio Code can launch. As it's the first time Visual Studio Code has launched on your computer, it might take some extra time, but you don't have to worry. It will start booting up fast after the first boot. Here is the welcome window that Visual Studio Code will greet you with. You can change the theme. You can put the light theme, the dark one, or the high contrast. You can choose all the options here. I'll first make this window big. So first thing first, as we want to set Visual Studio Code up for Python, we simply have to go to extensions and write Python. As you can see, there are many extensions that are here that we can choose from. I would recommend going with Python IntelliSense, PyLace, and Python indentation one. As you can see, all three extensions have been installed. Here's a pop-up from Windows Security Alert to add Visual Studio Code to Windows Defender Firewall. So we'll just allow this access. As our all extensions have been installed, let's just go and create our first folder. We'll open a folder. There's no folder right now in my computer, so I'll create a new one here and give it a name as Python. And we'll select this folder and open it up. Here's a pop-up that Visual Studio Code can show you once you have created a new folder. You just have to tell Visual Studio Code that I trust that author and it will remember it for you. Let's just create a new Python file with the name of main.py. Py is the Python extension, and we'll click enter, and here's our file. We'll write our first Python code. We'll test if we have installed Visual Studio Code properly with the print command. Print hello, I am Python. For executing this code, we have two options. Either we can go to this icon and click and it will run this Python file for us, or we can right click into this file and click run Python file in terminal, and it will simply run this Python file for us in our terminal. As you can see, the execution is completed and we can see that we have successfully printed hello, I am Python from this file into this integrated terminal that Visual Studio Code provides us. So in today's video, we have learned how to install Visual Studio Code properly to write and execute Python programs. I have given a little overview of Python extensions in VS Code as well. If you find this information helpful, consider subscribing and hit the like button. If you have any query, consider commenting and I'll get back to you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.